Hello everyone and welcome back to the Toast MMA YouTube channel. Now today I got a video for you guys, gonna be giving you each prospect that I like in each division while giving you an honorable mention. Now before we get into the video, I want to say thank you for the support on the first video. I definitely did not expect 170 views. It's not at all what I expected. I was kind of doing this just for fun, but seeing how much people enjoyed it, I want to definitely inspires me to keep making more videos. Saw a top comment on the last video was evil at bedtime MMA with shitty mic quality. That is absolutely true because fuck Brian Ortega. Tried scoring over Diego Lopez, made him cut down to 145, then said now 155, and then pulled out, trying to fucking rob him. It's okay though. He's gonna get that run back this weekend. Watch out for tomorrow. I'm gonna try and upload the UFC Noche fight prediction card tomorrow. If not, the day after that, but definitely watch out for that. It's going to be my first fight prediction. Anyways, let's get into the video. So it's going to be a very similar format to the last video where I give you the main guy and then an honorable mention. But since these are prospects, I'm going to try and give you a bit more information on them so you can look into them more and see if you like them as well. So starting out with FlyWeight. Now FlyWeight, not a lot of contenders, prospects I should say. There's a couple here and there, but a lot of the prospects like Tatsuya Taira have already made it to the top, so it's kind of hard to find prospects in this division. It's a very weak division, I would say. But one prospect that I like is one that's haven't even fought in the UFC yet. He just won a fight in the Contender Series the first week, and that is Loner Kavanaugh. Now, this dude's very young, 25 years old, and he's a very excellent striker. He fought another undefeated striker on the Contender Series, knocked the dude out cold. It was nice. He looked very good. Other guy looked good as well. They were having a pretty even battle, and then he slept him hard. He's 7-0. He's mainly a striker. I think he only has 2 decisions and 5 finishes, so very bright prospect. And moving on, we have Andre Lima. Now, he's a little bit iffy to me because his first fight, he won by disqualification due to a bite. I don't know if you might have seen that. He got bitten on his arm. His opponent got disqualified and then cut from the UFC. He even got it tattooed on his arm, which is kind of funny. And then he just fought last weekend against Felipe Dos Santos. Felipe Dos Santos is another person I'd probably put in as an honorable mention, but he's a little bit more iffy as well. Felipe Dos Santos fought Manel Camp at short notice, looked fantastic, but then looked a bit iffy in his fight after. And then in his fight with Felipe Lima he seemed very calm in the striking. Felipe Dos Santos is a very jittery striker, throwing a lot of strikes as his defense that kind of keep him away. But Felipe Lima is very calm. He dominated him in the grappling. And Felipe Dos Santos comes from Shoot the Bucks, so they've got a lot of really good grappling coaches over there, got really good grappling in general. So him being able to completely dominate him in the grappling is a very good sign for the future. I think both of these fighters will probably be top 15, but I'm a bit bigger on Loner Kavanaugh. Felipe Lima has shown a bit more holes in his game, and he cheated in his last fight, had a pretty big fence grab that may have won Felipe Dos Santos the fight. It was in the second round. But anyways, let's move on to the next division. So bantamweight. Now listen, I'm not going to give you these easy ones like a Payton Talbott, right? I'm here to give you the real prospects, right? Now starting off, we're going to go with Marcus McGee. Rep Michigan. Let's go Lions. Won last night. Going to the bowl, baby. Don't care. Talk to your mom about it. Anyways, Marcus McGee repping Detroit, Michigan. He's a fantastic, fun striker. He has 3 knockouts, 3 finishes. I think he actually might have a sub as his first win, but he has 3 finishes to start off his UFC career, and he's currently booked to fight Jonathan Martinez in UFC 309. That'll be a great fight. Now, the only thing that's a bit iffy about him is he's definitely up there in age, especially for bantamweight. 34 is definitely a little late, but this dude is a monster. In his last fight, he won by spinning heel hook, and then he just finished him with strikes. It was fantastic. He's a great and excellent striker. Now, for the rest of the slides, you're not going to see for the honorable mention that I gave a lot of information on. But this next guy is probably the prospect I'm the biggest on, and I put him below Marcus McGee only because he's only won 1 fight in the UFC. But that's Felipe Lima. Now, this dude is a dog. If anyone on this list I think is going to become a champion, I think it's going to be Felipe Lima. Felipe Lima had his first fight on the last UFC Abu Dhabi card, if I'm not mistaken. He fought Muhammad Naimov. Now, Muhammad Naimov was a featherweight prospect that I was all right big on. Only issue that he has is that he cheats a lot in his fights. He cheated against Nathaniel Wood. I think he got a injury win for his fight before that, so he was a little iffy. But he was a very good prospect. He won his first fight in the UFC by moving up a weight class to fight Jamie Mullarkey and knocked him out. Now Jamie Mullarkey's a win isn't as good nowadays, especially now with everyone beating him. But at this time he's a very good first win. He's got a pretty decent striking, so if you're able to knock him out, which Muhammad Naimov did, he knocked him out cold. And Muhammad Naimov fights at featherweight. And that was at lightweight. Now Felipe Lima, he fights at bantamweight. He fought Muhammad Naimov on short notice, and he did very well. His striking, he's so fast on the feet. He's so capable on the ground. Muhammad Naimov is a very capable grappler. He was able to hold Felipe Lima down, I think, in the second round. But in the third round, Lima got his back and submitted him, which is a fantastic win. He's crazy everywhere. He's got insane speed, and he's only 26 years old. So if I were to look at anyone in here, if I could star somebody on this list, it would definitely be Felipe Lima. Now moving on to featherweight. Now I said I wanted to stay away from the basic ones, but for these next two slides, you're going to see I have to go with these guys, right? John Silva out of the Fighting Nerds gym, super big right now. Now for me, I love spinning elbows, and his last fight against Drew Dober hit him with one of the meanest spinning elbow I've seen in a long time and almost finished him. Another fight that he took on short notice, up a weight class. Drew Dober is a lightweight, one of the bigger ones. Dude's huge, has a chin like crazy, and he was rocking the shit out of him. John Silva's got great striking. Now, I wasn't as big on him before the Dober fight because he fought some schmucks. I think he fought Weston Wilson, I think his name was, and he kind of took him. He was fighting guys that weren't the craziest, but he seemed good, and he was taking them to the second round. But after that Drew Dober fight, he completely owned Drew Dober in the striking. Insane. And after him, we're going to go Gabriel Santos. Now, you might look at Gabriel Santos and be like, whoa, why are you putting a guy who's 1-2 in the UFC right now? His record is really deceiving. He fought Lerone Murphy as his first fight on short notice. A lot of people count that as a robbery. Very, very close fight. He gassed out a little bit in the third, but people were saying it's a robbery. And Lerone Murphy now is ranked, just beating Edson Barboza off his last fight. And then he fought David Onama in a second fight. Now, David Onama is a very good striker in the first 2 rounds. He has a big gas issue, but he is very capable in the first round. And he knocked out Gabriel Santos cold in the first round. Was it just honestly really unlucky for him? But he fought recently. He fought a Road to UFC guy, and he looked fantastic. Looked great in the grappling and the striking. Now, his gas might be still of an issue, but I still think he's going to be very good, and I think he can do pretty good things in the featherweight division. Moving on to lightweight, as I said before, tried to stray away from the very obvious prospect picks, but for this one I have to go Mauricio Ruffi. I was in love with this dude, and that's a little sus. Anyways, in love with this guy from the second I saw him fight. As much as everyone says it sounds kind of corny to say it, he definitely reminds me of like a Conor McGregor in the way he fights. He's just on top of him. He fought another guy who fought Jamie Mullarkey in his debut, but he made Jamie Mullarkey look like he wasn't even supposed to be in there. He threw like a scissor takedown, like it was a lot of crazy shit. He's 10-1, only 28 years old, super young. And yeah, he's the reason why John Silva is not moving up to lightweight. John Silva has a couple of weight issues. Him and John Silva are teammates, but I think this guy will do great things. I definitely want to see his grappling tested. But speaking of grapplers, next is Moraltek Urabai. Now, I'm not really as big on him, but I know he's good. He debuted against Uros Medic, I think that's the name is, who is a welterweight, very good welterweight. He's dangerous on the feet and in the grappling. And this dude tanked like 4 clean knees to the jaw from this guy, a welterweight, and ate it like nothing. This dude's chin is made of actual platinum. And he subbed him I think in the first round. It was the first or the second round he subbed him. Crazy on the ground. He also beat Elvis Brenner, another lightweight I was pretty big on, but he's a bit more iffy. Like he's a part of the Shooter Box team, and he had a good performance against Guram Kutaladze. But yeah, good win, and we're gonna move on to the welterweight division. Now, welterweight doesn't have as many good fighters, not many prospects, but we have Kevin Jousset as their main prospect right now, I'd say. He fights out of City Kickboxing with Israel Adesanya. He's a bit on the older side, but he's very good all around. He's mainly a striker, but he has submission wins. The last win against Song Kanan, a very good win. Song Kanan almost knocked out Ian Gary, almost killed him. I thought it was over when that fight happened, and he handled Song Kanan pretty well. He's got a very good jab, very, very technical with everything he does. Bit on the older side, 31, but I think if he can get a run going, I think he can get in the rankings pretty quickly. And just got to throw him in there because I love him so much. But Gabriel Bonfim, now he may have got fraud checked by Nicholas Dalby, but I still think he's very good, as I mentioned before in my last video. Love Gabriel Bonfim. He's got very good striking, very good grappling. He can finish you anywhere. If he hurts you, he's wrapping up a sub and finishing you. He can hurt you on the feet and finish you. Both ways, very good fighter. Now moving on to middleweight. Now, I'm going to get a lot of pitchforks for this one. Everyone's going to be yelling at me, say this one's a bum, and I have a lot to say about this guy, all right? Ikram Aliskerov. Nah, they could never make me hate you, Ikram. Now, he's 15-2. His only two losses in his career are to Khamzat Chimaev and Robert Whittaker. Now, a lot of people were giving Ikram shit when he got matched up with Robert Whittaker like it was his fault at all. Khamzat Chimaev pulled out because of a fucking illness to the common cold again. That dude never can get to a fight because he dies before every camp. And everyone was shitting on Ikram Askarov for getting the fight. Everyone hoping Rob would kill him. Ikram was just taking the opportunity that he got. He was supposed to fight the week before that he fought Robert Whittaker, but was given the opportunity to fight for a guaranteed title shot. If he beat Robert Whittaker, he's fighting for the title, or even fighting Khamzat Chimaev in a rematch for a title shot. People were hating on him for that when it was a short notice replacement. If it was some other guy, not a Dagestani, everyone would have been like, oh yeah, I love this guy for stepping up. It was just he took the opportunity given to him, and it was in Abu Dhabi. It was Abu Dhabi or Dubai, one of the two, and a home field advantage for him. Of course, the UFC are going to want to get a guy closer to Khamzat Chimaev, especially the guy who lost to Khamzat Chimaev but is looking really good. Now, says he's a wrestler, but all his wins in the UFC currently are knockouts, and that's why I love this guy. This dude just no care in the world, just swinging. Knockout on Phil Hawes was fantastic. Knockout on Colby Covington's father, can't remember his name. I cannot remember his name to save my life, but he's just a fun guy, and he hasn't even used his wrestling yet. I think if he incorporates his wrestling with his striking, I think he could be a very good in the welterweight and the middleweight division. A lot of prospects come up in the middleweight division. I want to give an honorable mention to Fluffy Hernandez, but he's ranked, so I guess he's not really that much of a prospect. He's already kind of ranked. All right, a little bit of a cut here. So in the original recording, I had Danny Barlow in this slide, and he is a welterweight. Little embarrassing. Didn't want to leave that in, so we're going to readjust it here. We're going to go Shara Bullet as the honorable mention here. Now, I don't even really like this guy that much because he seems kind of an asshole. A lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments where he's just hitting opponents after losing because he's a salty loser. And then there's that clip of him knocking out this dude because he's kissing his girlfriend in public. Like, bro, what are you doing? But he seems very fun. He has a very fun striking style. One issue is that he has one eye, and there's no athletic commission in America that's going to let him fight there. So he has to stay fighting overseas. So if he gets farther up in the rankings, I don't really know how they're going to get him to consistently get fights. Another thing is he has a pretty shitty ground game. Fought Bruno Silva, and Bruno Silva was controlling him pretty well. He won via elbows in the fucking guard, in full guard. But still, he's very exciting and he has a fun style. So anyways, back to now. Next, I'm gonna have to break something to you guys here. Light heavyweight and heavyweight fucking stinks, alright? They both have barely any prospects. Light heavyweight, the only prospect that they had was Carlos Ulberg, but he's already ranked looking to get a fight, so I can't even call him a prospect. And heavyweight has literally nothing. They have one guy I'll show you, but there's a big issue with him. So, and there's one guy I found for light heavyweight, but he's a road to UFC guys, and those guys have been getting fraud checked on repeatedly. So, Zhang Minyang, he got a knockout not too long ago, 17-6. He could be good, maybe not. He didn't look too good in his last fight. I'm pretty sure he got caught a couple times. He was definitely marauding. He got hit a couple times and nodded, smiling and shit like that, and then he had a knockout. He's really the only thing I can think of at light heavyweight at the moment. Once again, division is in shambles right now. They have Khalil Roundtree fighting for a title. You'll hear when I get into that when that fight week comes up. But anyways, let's move on to the final division, heavyweight. The only prospect right now is Mick Parkin. Now, he's actually pretty good. He shows that pretty good cardio, good wrestling, good striking. He's really good all around. Only 28 years old, is 10-0. Big issue, though. He is Tom Aspinall's main training partner. So, the champion of the division, the only guy that matters in division, I'm not calling John Jones a champion, Tom Aspinall, he is his main heavy training partner. Now, that's a big issue with a lot of the UFC right now, a lot of people training together, but I don't blame them here. Tom Aspinall was considering quitting MMA because he could barely find people to fight him who were his size in England. So I can't blame them for training together. They're probably the only two good guys that could get work together. But yeah, Mick Parkin trains with Tom Aspinall, so it's going to be rough if he gets up to those rankings in the heavyweight. I think he could. It's heavyweight. It's not very hard. If you are a competent striker, you can get to the rankings at heavyweight. But yeah, those are the prospects that I like in each division. Light heavyweight and heavyweight are more just only ones I could find, really. But Tell me what prospects you like in the comments. Don't mention the Danny Barlow mistake I just made. That was shouldn't have been there. But anyways, definitely give me more criticism in the comments of what I can do better and how to help. Definitely working on that mic. Want to get a better mic. Don't want to be known as evil bedtime MMA with a shitty mic quality. But yeah. So Toast MMA. I almost said bedtime MMA. Toast MMA signing out.